What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. And as you can see, I've decided that, I'm going to plow this up and I'm going to plant probably some soybeans. Some soybeans will make us quite a bit of money. And this field, it's massive. It's a pretty good sized field. So it'll definitely earn me some money pretty quickly. Um, And yeah, I think this may be the reason why we had such large equipment in the beginning is because, well, this field's a pretty good sized field. I mean, once it gets done saving, I will kind of show you what I mean. But yeah, I mean, it's a good sized field, guys. It is a good sized field. It's going to take us a minute with the what we have here, with the plow that we're using, but we're going to get there nonetheless. The fun part is no doubt going to be when it is time to harvest, because I know that the harvester that we have, it well, it doesn't carry a lot. It doesn't carry a lot in terms of liters, and um, it's it's about like a thimble basically. Very little does it store. So that'll be interesting. It'll be a lot of emptying that, no doubt. But yeah, I mean, just kind of wanted to let you see at the beginning here what we're doing. We're making pretty decent progress on the field. Um, and it's really going to really get us to where we're wanting to be, guys. Because next thing, I mean, we really want to buy that next section so we can kind of get cows and things going. Um, and this is going to go a long way getting us there, because we're going to make a pretty decent chunk of change off of this field once we sow it and harvest it. Um, I really think it's going to do all right for us. Um, it is laid out. It is laid out very funky. I won't lie. Um, so when I was first doing this, the plow, because I did a what's known as a headland pass the first go round, and the plow was just at times it would just go way off of where I was, and I had to check it to see if I had to allow create fields on, and that was off. So it's just the field is just laid out really strange. It's not a traditional square or rectangle, I guess, um, which I do kind of like that. It is different. Um, so yeah, I mean it's just one of those things, guys, that you're not really used to. And I mean, as you can see right there, I mean, why does it even dip down there? But it does, so it is what it is on that. I mean, I might down the road I might go in and do allow create fields and just kind of square it off a little bit better than what it is. I may not. I may just leave it the way that it is. It's just one of those things. I just don't know if when it gets to the point to where we need to hire some workers. I don't know how the workers are going to do on it. That'll be interesting to see. But yeah, it's just one of those things, guys, that it does get me thinking, like, how the workers would do on it. Because I mean, there's going to come a point to where I'm going to need to hire workers to work in some of these fields. Um, and that could be a problem. I don't want to hire a worker for that have them sow a field, and then turn out that they only ended up sowing like a half or three quarters of the field. So yeah, that's one thing that I do worry about. I mean, this map though, I mean, just look at that, guys. Just look at that view. I mean, it's a beautiful view. It's a great view working for my tractor here today. I won't lie. I'm loving it. Um, it's early spring. Look at this. Look at us just tearing up the earth. And, you know, it's just a nice day, guys. It's a blistering 49 degrees out there But yeah, I'm really liking this map. It's because it's I know that I really like No Man's Land, but the thing about No Man's Land is it's there's nothing already there, and the thing that I found, and it could just be that I'm doing it wrong, but when I try to place things, it kind of places them up on a hill, and I don't really like that. So uh, just kind of while I enjoy playing it, I would like to be able to build that up some, and I just got to find a way to do that to where it doesn't place it like on a mound, if you will, because it does that with animal pens as well. That's why I kind of like in this map that there's already established animal pens, so it doesn't destroy the layout of your land. It doesn't make it to where um, every time I go to, drive up to the animals, I'm not, jumping in whatever vehicle that I'm in and feeling like I'm driving the General Lee or something. Um, but yeah, I mean, I do. I really love this map. I like the look of it. I like the feel of it. I mean, apparently it's set in Ohio, which is just to the north of me. As you may already know, I'm in Kentucky. So, um, but yeah, I do like that. I actually have a lot of family um, that's in Ohio, so it's just I like the fact that it's set in Ohio. But don't get me wrong. I mean, I would love if anyone ever does a Kentucky map. I mean, I would just love that. Because guys, let me tell you. I mean, while you know Kentucky isn't as far as where I am anyway, it's not the biggest in terms of farms and things like that. I mean, if you get out, toward like Lexington and places like that, I mean, there's some beautiful stables and things and horses, and I mean that's what Kentucky's known for. We have three things in this state that I feel that we're probably most well known for. That's horses, bourbon, and Kentucky basketball. And I can say that while I'm a large guy, so I would never try to ride a horse. Because I stand 6'5" and 300 plus pounds, so I would not want to do that to an animal. Um, but they're beautiful creatures. I think they're very beautiful. I just would never actually ride one because it's just I would feel sorry for it if I'm honest. But I do love horses and all animals for that matter. And you know, Kentucky basketball guys. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if any of you guys that watch this may be sports fans or whatever, or basketball fans, but basketball has always been something that I've enjoyed as well. Um, and it's one of those things to where I don't know. I grew up watching Kentucky basketball, so it's just one of those things that growing up watching. And I've not always been a Kentucky fan. Um, actually in the mid '90s, I was actually an Arkansas Razorback fan simply because I really liked Corliss Williamson. He was one of my favorite college basketball players. Unfortunately, he didn't pan out in the pros quite like I'd hoped he would, but he was like the basketball players that I always liked watching because my favorite basketball player of all time, Charles Barkley. He's a shorter guy. You know, 6'4", 6'5". I think he was listed at 6'6", but he wasn't 6'6" because if you saw him standing beside Jordan, Jordan had at least an inch on him. So yeah, I always like guys like that. So Corliss Williamson, Barkley, of course, Larry Johnson, Clarence Weatherspoon. The At the time they would have been short power forwards. In today's NBA, they would be a traditional power forward, I guess. I mean, hey, even centers in some situations. So, but yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, guys, that I do enjoy, and kind of got off on a ramble. I know a lot of people that's probably watching farming simulator videos. They're probably not. They may not be into sports. I shouldn't say they're probably not. I mean, because I'm a guy that plays farming simulator, and I love basketball anyway. Um, and I do like football as well, but football never got me like basketball did. And a big part of that is because of where I'm from. Kentucky. Basketball. I mean, that's our the UK Wildcats. They've always had a good basketball team, and they're just now getting started with football. Um, they've never really had a great football program, and being in the SEC, let's face it, it's hard to be a good football program in the SEC with the likes of Alabama and you've got Florida and you've got all these really really you know great schools that always have quality players. So yeah, I mean, but we've always been pretty dominant in basketball. So yeah, I mean, not quite sure how we got off on that ramble, but anyway, it's one of those things, guys. If you watch my videos, I mean, it's hard to say what I'm going to start talking about when I start talking, um, because I mean I have a lot of things that I enjoy. Like basketball is just one of them. I enjoy, of course, video games, music. I don't watch as much TV as I used to. Really, if I'm honest, the only real TV programs that I watch anymore, besides like the Disney stuff, because I mean I'm a huge fan of the Disney programs, like the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the Mandalorian. I'm excited about Obi-Wan coming out in the next little bit. So yeah, I mean things like that I do watch, but for the most part, um, like I watch those, and then I watch either Top Gear, like old Top Gear with Jeremy, Richard, and James, or the Grand Tour. Um, so yeah, it's just one of those things. I mean, uh, I just I enjoy cars. Cars is a huge thing to me, and that's one of the reasons why you always see me. One of the first things that I'll always do is I'll get a truck because, well, I'm being from Kentucky. I'm a truck guy. You know, I love my trucks. And it's not just one or the other. Like I mean, well, you know, because of my dad, I'm a Ford guy because he was a Ford guy. He always had nice old Ford trucks. Like he had a '66 Ford um, that had a 390, and it was an amazing truck. I love that truck. There's nothing that sounds quite like a big block V8. But then he also before my time, he had old fire lanes and stuff, and so in a way, I kind of got that from him too because I didn't go the traditional route like most people that want like Ford cars. They want a Mustang, whereas me, what did I get? The first car that I got was a Ford Maverick. You know, so yeah, I mean, I kind of got that from him. I didn't go the traditional route of the Mustang. I got something that was in my eyes just as cool as the Mustang, uh, but it was different. You know, you didn't really. That's not something you saw a lot of. Um, so, and you know, I'm really torn, guys, because with Ford and with what they did to the Maverick name, making it a small hybrid pickup truck. I don't really know how I feel about that, if I'm honest, because the Maverick car, like especially the Grabber Maverick, I mean that was a really nice car. I mean, while it wasn't on the same level as some of the earlier Mustangs, for the Mustangs of the time, like the little Mustang twos, essentially is what we're talking about. Um, it was definitely it was as nice of a car in terms of styling and things. And I mean, you could get that just like the Mustang. You could get it with the with the V8 at 302. So yeah, you know, so that's just it was something that it drew me to it because it was different and it just to me it looked better than the Mustangs of that time. Of the mid 70s, except for the King Cobra that they had made in the late 70s and mid 70s. Um, those were nice cars, but the just the traditional notchback, it did not look as good as the Maverick to me. So, um, but yeah, I mean, here we go, guys. I mean, we're talking about cars. We talked about basketball, and we're playing Farming Simulator. So yeah, I mean, you guys are probably like, man, this guy cannot stay on topic. He is just all over the place. And you're right, I am, because it's just one of those things. Like, while I know that you're probably coming for my insight on the game and things like that, here's the thing, guys. Like, it's a game that I enjoy playing. It's um, I'm not one of these people that are, is going to be able to, tell you all the amazing things that you can do in the game. Um, and it's not that I couldn't. It's just that here's, the way that I look at it is, while sharing things with you, like mods and things that I enjoy using, is all well and good. Um, if there's certain things that that you can discover on your own, um, you know, to me it's more fun if you find those little quirks and things like that on your own without someone telling you. Um, and that's just because when I started playing video games in the mid '80s, well, there was no internet to watch guys play videos of the games and things that I played. So, and there really wasn't until like the '90s when they started coming out with the gaming magazines and stuff. But there really wasn't a way to discover like Easter eggs or anything like that. At the time, you discovered it on your own or you found it out through a friend or something like that. So yeah, it's just that's one of those things. Like when I'm playing this game, while I want you to enjoy me, watching me play the game. I mean, also it's one of those things like I'm gonna have a conversation with you, even though you can't necessarily talk back. You could always leave a comment down below, letting me know, what you're thinking, or what kind of car you like, what TV shows you like, uh, what what sport you like, who's your team, who's your player. Because I know now it's the thing is a lot of people they don't like a team, but they like a player like LeBron. Um, So and I get that because when I was young and I was watching sports pretty regularly, which I still do. I mean, I don't watch basketball as much as I used to, and it's just simply because some of the things that have been changed about the game, it just it's different. You know, um, and while some people may enjoy that 3-point shooting and things like that, um, you know, it's one of those things like I kind of miss the more traditional. Um, you know, you've got your traditional centers and forwards, power forwards playing the block, and then you've got your perimeter guys, um, you know, setting them up or trying to create their own shot or playing the pick and roll and things like that, and not so much just shooting threes. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean that it's no knock on the guys that can do that because it's amazing to see guys that are 7 foot that can shoot threes the way that they're able to. But again, that's not anything that's new. It's just in the 80s and 90s, it just wasn't something that caught on. I mean, you had centers that could definitely shoot the three. Um, it was just it never was. It just wasn't the way the game had evolved to that point. But you had guys like Lambeer, Sabonis, Clifford Robinson. They're all guys that was like 6'10" or above that could shoot from outside really really well. Um, but a lot of the problems that they had was that wasn't the play style of most teams at that time. So their style of play did not translate the way that it would today. Um, but yeah, I mean, let me get back to the topic here, the farming simulator, and just kind of stop going off on these little uh, rambles about sports and cars and you know horses. Um, but yeah, I mean, we're finishing this field up pretty well, guys. I mean, we're getting there. Um, but this is going to be a good sized field for me. Um, and I still got to lay down some lime and stuff, but I just wanted to bring you in and just have a little talk with you, a little chat, see just kind of let you see what's going on the farm and things like that. But I'm just pretty much going to wrap it up here because there's not really a whole lot else going on as of right now. We're just getting everything set up. I just wanted to, like I said, bring you in, let you see what's going on, have a little discussion with you about the different things that I've rambled about. And, guys, I mean, if you haven't done so already, I would greatly appreciate if you would subscribe to the channel. And if you enjoyed the video, I would definitely love that like. Just leave a like on it because that would definitely help me, you know, uh, with getting more people viewing my videos and things. So I would greatly appreciate that. And in the comments below, guys, just let me know. I mean, it doesn't matter what it's about. I mean, if it's about anything that we've just that I've talked about here, let me know in the comments below. I mean, um, what kind of car do you like? I mean, do you have a brand? Do you enjoy sports? What's your favorite sport? Who's your favorite player? Do you prefer old school basketball to new school, or if you enjoy new school basketball, let me know what it is that you love about it. Because I will say, I mean, I am impressed with the athleticism that a lot of these young guys have, and even some of the older guys. I mean, look at what LeBron's doing in his 18th season, going into his 18th season. So I mean, it's an amazing thing. to see what he's doing. Um, but yeah, I mean, just let me know in the comments below, guys. I mean, I love to have conversations about different things, and you know, with that being said, guys, I greatly appreciate you taking the time to watch my video today and listen to my little ramble about the randomness of of me, of the different things that are going on in my head. So I do appreciate that, and just want to thank you again, for taking the time to watch my video, and have a wonderful rest of your day, night, evening, wherever you are. Have a good one.